Hey data engineers, welcome back to the Machine Love Us blog YouTube video analysis system building series called Clout. We are taking in this episode this CSV of data, trending videos data that we found by downloading it straight from YouTube last time. We're going to take that data in this episode and build this kind of scatterplot and implement that in our view page. So stick around. I'm going to not mince my words here. We are going to get this data into this scatter plot, and we're going to deploy it in our Vue application. So stick around. All right, so before going on, I just want to say that if you want to follow along in building out this application with me, this is a YouTube data analysis system. Subscribe, hit the bell so you get the latest videos. Follow along in this channel. We are building data products here. We are not doing dummy implementations. We're not just building a notepad or a running app. All of those are fantastic, but what we want to do on this channel is build things that people will actually use. We're going to build them iteratively, step by step. We are not doing all of it in one shot. We are gradually building out this data analysis system. You can find the website currently live on growthtesttube.com, and you will see that website and all of what we've been doing. growthtesttube.com, and you will see the latest and greatest. It's still kind of a bare blog, but that's what we're doing here. We are building out this system step by step and being very deliberate about it. So subscribe for more data product, data engineering, data science videos, and let's get back to the video. Okay, so let's do this. So what we have here is our bl.ockx.org blocks scatterplot. What's fantastic about these scatterplots is they give you all of the data here. So this is D3JS block. This is Justin Friel's block. It's a fantastic scatterplot on this page and around the web. You just search for whatever kind of D3 visualization you want. If you get this website, you see how the visualization works up here, and then you get all of the code that generated it down here. So what does that mean? That means in our application, what we've been building is this this Vue application. So over in my terminal, what I can do is start by doing yarn serve. I think I already have it running. I need to go into my repository, into my directory, and then I need to shell into my virtual environment, and then I can run yarn serve if I'm not already running it. And that will start the yarn process. What's great about yarn is that we can edit the visualization in real time, and it should show it to us. This is building the development server. Usually it's pretty quick. Okay, so what else do we have? We have in our code base, this is the code base we've been working with. I have my VueJS project. It has the source in here. I've made just this scatter. Okay, there goes my development environment. Okay, so this is the latest and greatest. What I've done here is made a new view, scatter1.view. I'm not very creative here, and I'm going to call it scatterplot from D3. And let's just say D3 scatterplot. Okay, and then what you need to do is connect that to the router.js. I have put it right here, path / scatter1, name scatter1, component scatter1. It's all called scatter1, and then import it right here, import scatter1 from .views scatter1.view. Okay, so now this should be everything that we need to get this just little simple setup here. Hopefully you can see this. This will just start us out to get a new page at this /scatter1 location on our website. Okay, so this is our D3 scatterplot. Okay, great. So what do we need? We need to put our data in here. So we have this CSV. It wasn't called data. I've renamed it to data. And what I've done is I'm going to put it into my public folder so that this view will be able to access it. So take this CSV and put it into the public folder in your Vue stack. Okay, so now our VueJS application should be able to reach that CSV scatterplot data. So what I'm going to do next is just copy all of this code. I believe I've already copied the CSS. And I'm going to put it inside right here, export default scatter1 methods creates SVG. I'm going to put it right inside of here. I've already gotten import star as D3 from D3, and all I've done thus far is just copy out the blocks D3 data and paste it into here. So then, before we do anything, what I'm going to need to do is change the variables that they're using. They use this ASD and .aror. So I'm just going to do something simple. I'm going to do view count and likes, or maybe I'll do likes and dislikes. That could be interesting. So how about how about dislikes on the y-axis and likes on the x-axis? So things further to the right and down would be more popular. Things further to the right and up, they'd have a lot of likes and a lot of dislikes. That could be interesting. Okay, so let's just do that. So let's change the x-axis to, we'll change the x-axis to likes. So that's d.asd. I'm going to find all of those places. Let's see, find all. Okay, I'm going to change that to d.likes and then d.aror. Find all, I'm going to change that to d.dislikes. Okay, then I am going to, they also have this variable. I'm going to put the video title there. So let's see, what is the title? It's just title. Okay, it's just title. Okay, now I'm going to see if we got lucky and that'll just work. I highly doubt it. Now what I'm going to do here is go to Developer Tools, which is usually a great way of finding out what you did wrong. So let's look at the console. Let's see. Nothing in the console that would give us any indication. We hit a debugger though, which is nice. What did the debugger? Can't read category 20 of undefined. Okay, so we are using D3v4, and this is D3v3. So I think it's scale category 10. Let's just use category 10. And I don't think it's category anymore. I'm not sure. Also, in v4, this is scale linear. I know this from a lot of pain and suffering. I don't think linear is the right scale to use. We might use log, would probably be the better scale to use. But if a video has 0 dislikes, that'd be a problem. Maybe I'll use a power scale. Okay, so let's see what happened. Let me make sure. So D3 v4 category 10, let's say. Come on. Is that not a thing? So let's see, what's the equivalent? Okay, use D3 scale ordinal. This works for me. These are the type of versioning things that you always run into. D3 scale ordinal D3.scheme category 10. So you got to be careful what version you're using. Okay, so hopefully that will resolve that issue. What's nice about using developer tools is that you can see, it'll show you some of the data that's being returned. So I saw one of the video data pieces in there. Okay, so what is going on here? Axis, SVG axis. Okay. D3V4 axis. I guess the axis is wrong. SVG axis. D3 axis bottom. Okay. So it's not x-axis anymore. Its x-axis is D3.axis bottom. And the y-axis would be axis left. Okay. So that's another versioning issue. So the fact that our example is using D3v3 or one of the earlier versions, and we are using D3v4, that's why we're running into some of these errors that I'm fixing in the code. Okay, so this is a really important point here. So in D3v4 and 5, you are going to be using the .then. So this is a big change from v3. This is a theme that we're on in this video, is the differences between v3 and v4. Okay, so because the data uses callbacks, we were receiving, as we were receiving data, scatter plots were being thrown up. So I was getting as many scatter plots as there are data points in our CSV. So what we needed to do is wait until all of the data loaded from the CSV and use the .then function once we had all this data to plot it. And so when I do that, here's what I get. I get our scatter plot. And so we get our tooltips for free. We get, so these are videos. This over here are, let's see, we have the videos that over farther to the right have a lot of likes, and then the ones that are up have a lot of dislikes. So pop culture gaffes like Starbucks cups in Game of Thrones has a lot of likes, but also a lot of dislikes. This doesn't look like all of our data, so it must be that our scale isn't right. So what you can do is play around with some of these scales, and as you change the scale, you will start seeing more and different data. So once you actually get a scatter plot working like this, then you're sort of off to the races. You can mess around with it. You can do whatever you need to do to make it, to get it into the right kind of shape that you want to get it into for deploying on the site. So I've just changed the scale from power to linear, so I'm going to see how that changes things. Not that much. What I likely need to do is play around with the domains, the min and max functions, and where they start. let's use scale for our Y scale. Let's use scale log. Let's see what that does. Because I don't think I have any videos that have 0. And I think in general, I'd like to use log scales. It's probably not a good idea to use different kinds of scales on the different axes. And I'm sure there are ways of protecting the data. Okay, so that's what you get when you mix up your scales. So if I use scale log here, what I'm probably going to get are videos that have 0 dislikes would throw an error when you take the log of them. But let's see what happens. Okay, so they're all stuck up in the left-hand corner there. That's because, why is that? Likes, dislikes, X scale. Scale log, scale log. I think it's because of my domains. I wonder what would happen if I change this W and H. So in the console I was getting nans, which will happen because some videos, I guess, have 0 dislikes. Okay, so that didn't work. Well, there are other scales that you can try. There's scale square root. I'm going to try that and then probably leave it at that. All right, I'm waiting for the last version of the scatterplot to load, but basically what we did is we took some, this, I need to play around with this, obviously. But what we did here in this video today is we took some code from the internet, essentially of a D3 visualization, modified it with our own data, and we have a D3 scatterplot. It's not exactly the one that we might want to deploy right now, but essentially we built a scatterplot in VueJS. If we wanted to, we could just combine these assets and get this up on the site. That wouldn't be a problem, but we need to polish this up a bit. So stay tuned. We might go through taking that CSV of trending video data and then putting it into a pandas data frame next time and taking a look at it. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for all your thoughts and comments, and we'll be back.